The question is, brackets open, sine pi over 6, brackets close, is raised to the power of 2, which is raised to the power of x plus 1, is equal to 1 over 16. In our other videos, we have already discussed how we got pi as 180 degrees. So pi is basically 180 degrees. Okay. The first thing we have to do is to write down the solution. Next, since pi is known to be 180 degrees, because we said in a circle, pi is considered as a measurement of an angle in radians or in rads. Angles are basically measured in two ways, either in degrees or in rads or radians. So if you are considering a circle, for instance, and one revolution or one circle will give you how many degrees? 360 degrees, 360 degrees. But in terms of radians, it is not 360 degrees. It is 2 pi radians or 2 pi rads. If I'm comparing this to this, I would say that 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi. Then making pi the subject, that is where we got pi to be 180 degrees. We have discussed that in our previous video. Okay, to solve this question on the board, we are going to substitute the value of pi as 180 degrees into this. That gives sine 180 degrees divided by 6. This is raised to the power of 2, and the 2 is raised again to the power of x plus 1, which equals to 1 over 16. But I'm not going to put 16 here. I'll write the 16 in its exponential form or index form. And 16 is the same as writing 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which gives 2 raised to the power of 4. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. So instead of writing 16 here, I'll put 2 raised to the power of 4. Now let us consider the bracket. The bracket is sine 180 divided by 6. Sine 180 divided by 6 gives me 30 degrees. This is raised to the power of 2, which left raised to the power of x plus 1. And this is 1 over 2 raised to the power of 4. In the bracket, sine 30 degrees gives 1 over 2. So let's write 1 over 2. You can verify this with your calculator or device. So sine 30 is 1 over 2, which is raised to the power of 2 and raised to the power of x plus 1, equal to 1 over 2 raised to the power of 4. 2 raised to the power of 4. Now, let's consider a law of indices that states that if we have 1 over a raised to the power of 1, or a, it is literally the same as a raised to the power of minus 1. And again, if we have 1 over a raised to the power of 2, this is literally the same as a raised to the power of minus 2. And again, if we have 1 over a raised to the power of 3, this is literally the same as a raised to the power of minus 3. With this knowledge, we can easily put this and this into their respective forms. We can only compare 1 over 2 by 1 over a. If that is so, then 1 over 2 will give us a raised to the power of minus 1, which is 2 raised to the power of minus 1. In the bracket, I'm going to have 2 raised to the power of minus 1, then raised to the power of 2, which is raised to the power of x plus 1. Which gives me If I do the same here, we are going to obtain 2 raised to the power of minus what? Minus 3? Minus what? Yes, you. Minus 4, you're right. So 2 raised to the power of minus 4. Isn't it? So in parentheses, let's multiply these powers together because they are the same. This minus 1 times 2. That gives 2. This times this will give me minus 2 raised to the power of x plus 1, which is equal to 2 raised to the power of minus 4. Observation is that we have new bases. This is a base and this also is a base because they are the same. The law states that whenever you have equal bases with their respective powers in an equation, what happens to them? They will go to work and this 2 is going to be left over. Because of that, we're going to have minus 2 raised to the power of x plus 1 is equal to minus 4. It's getting a little bit simpler. Now at this juncture, there's a negative sign in both sides of the equation. The only thing you're expected to do from here is to eliminate the negative signs. Once the negative sign is being taken off, then we are going to be left with 2 raised to the power of x plus 1, which equals to 4. Now, 2 raised to the power of x plus 1 equal to 4. At my left hand side, I have 2 raised to the power of x plus 1, which is written in its exponential form. We also have to convert the right hand side to the same pattern, exponential form. To do that, 2 raised to the power of x plus 1 is equivalent to 2 raised to the power of 2. And 2 raised to the power of 2 equals 4. That is to say, 2 raised to the power of 2 represents this 4. For that reason, we are obtaining equal bases. Because we are having equal bases, 2 cancels 2. We are going to be left with x plus 1 is equal to 2. At this point, what will be the value of x? X will equal to 2. If I carry this 1 that is in the left hand side over to the right hand side, the sign will change to what? To the reciprocal sign. What that is minus 1. And we are obtaining x is equal to 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. And the final result of this is just 1.